Hello everyone, this is MCon bringing you another episode of our Dragon Age Origins Let's Play, following the adventures of Durin Adukin, one of the last Grey Wardens. Not the last, after all Alistair is still there, but one of the last Grey Wardens left in Ferelden. Here in Shale's Nightmare, in the Fade, we are ready to head to the Inner Sanctum. What awaits us there, nobody knows. Sloth Demon's Sanctum. We'll just activate that. You here to talk to me first?
What do we have here? A rebellious minion? An escaped slave? My, but you do have some gall. But playtime is over. You all have to go back now.
How did I get here?
Aha.
What happened to all those luscious wood nymphs?
It has found its way back to me. Excellent. Now it can watch me pop this demon's head like an overripe grape. Yes!
You will not hold us, demon. We found each other in this place, and you cannot stand against us.
If you go back quietly, I'll do better this time. I'll make you much happier.
I don't want anything that you can offer, demon.
I made you happy and safe. I gave you peace. I did my best for you, and you say you want to leave? Can't you think about someone other than yourself? I'm hurt. So very, very hurt.
I'll take my chances. I'll do nothing you say.
You wish to battle me? So be it. You will learn to bow to your betters, mortal.
Here we go. Okay. Hello. We'll just do that. There we go. Alright, win. Oh, Quake stunned my allies, too. That might have been a little short-sighted. Slam! Oh, nice. What'd you hit him with? Glyph of Paralysis? Very nice. Nice. Very, very nice. Well done, Win. Win, do you happen to have... Oh, no, probably not. Alright, let's put everyone on... I don't want group heal. Where's mass... Don't we have mass rejuvenate? There we go. Activate that. Right. Good, good. Oh, yes, I like it. Even be stunned. At least it was only me this time. Ouch. There we go. Last much longer. Stop. That one hurt. You can survive, Zevran. Ow. Come on. Oh, Zevran. Got this. There we go. Oh. Okay. This keeps going. Win? No. No. There we go. There we are. Win? Why don't we take a lyrium potion? Now then. Revival. Revival. Where is Zevran? Shale. Zevran. I think he's somewhere in here. Let's hope. Oh, okay. So facing directly front, 1, 2. He's off to the side.
I shall do so.
Oh, there he is. Yes, it worked. Alright, now let's heal him. Good. Okay, now I could really use that Glyph of Paralysis. Oh, resisted. Okay. Ooh, I know. Dealing fire damage, aren't you?
I hope I don't get blood all over me, kid. Not so fast.
Can't burn me. Alright. Heal's still on cooldown. Doing okay. I'm not hitting anything. We're doing okay. Oh. You keep using heal. Are you using it on yourself, Win? That would be very not nice of you. Okay. Let's go ahead and grab up group heal. There we go. Of course not. Oh, so help me if you're using that on yourself. Okay.
Greatest nightmare.
Come on. Don't want to hit everyone else. Okay, so let's come like this. And we can use that. There we go. That's more like it. Take that, Sloth.
Next time.
Yeah.
Your darkest dreams.
Alright, let's keep going. Yes. Oh, hit me with an aura of weakness. No, he's got an aura of weakness. Ew. Okay, let's go back up to our start. Hit him with the sniper. There we go. Yeah. Doing good.
I hope I don't get blood all over me.
Having minions a lifesaver. We definitely need the healing. Another one? Okay, let's go ahead and use Hurl now. I don't know if it hit.
I love this
There
game.
we go. Here we are. Oh, Zevran. Oh, Zevran. Went down again.
Battle is over, is it? I would have liked to get back at the one who hit me.
You defeated the demon. I never thought it. I never expected you to free yourself. To free us both. When you return, take the litany of Adrala from my body. It will protect you from the worst of the blood magic.
Your body?
I cannot go with you. I've been here far too long. For you, it will have been an afternoon's nap. Your body won't have wasted away in the real world while your spirit lays in the hands of a demon.
You think you're going to die?
Every minute I was here, the Sloth demon was feeding off of me, using my life to fuel the nightmares of this realm. There is so little of me left. I was never meant to save the Circle, or survive its troubles. I am dying. It is as simple as that.
You're not dying. I could heal you.
Thank you, but it is too late for me. I do not fear what may come. They say we return to the Maker in death, and that isn't such a terrible thing. My only regret is that I could not save the Circle. But you can. Take the litany off my body when you return. It is important.
I suppose I could manage that.
I'm not a hero. Perhaps trying to be one was foolish.
Ordinary people can do great things when they have to.
Dark times, greater acts of heroism, eh? You may be right. Before I was taken to the circle, my mother said I was meant for greatness. That I would be more than my ancestors could have ever dreamed. I hope I haven't disappointed her.
You didn't, Niall. Not at all.
It is time for us both to be on our way. Remember the litany of Adrala. The circle is all that matters now. Thank you, and goodbye, friend.
I think we've done it. We've broken out of the Fade. Excellent. Oh, hey, level up for Zevran, not for me.
What?
Well, okay. I guess we take what we can get. Zevran activates... Oh. Shale activates Stoneheart. You're not Zevran? Wait. Where'd the Stoneheart stuff go? Oh, Pulverizing Blows. That's what we want. Not Stoneheart. There we go. Okay. Win, you've got rock armor. Excellent. Zevran, let's level you up quick. Alright. I think you need strength stuff? And cunning? Maybe? So we can give you Master Poison Making, which isn't a bad idea. Okay, we need level 14 to get the last bit of Assassin. 22 Cunning in order to get the Stealth. Okay, Whirlwind. Character flies into a whirling dance of death, striking out at surrounding enemies with both weapons. Each hit deals normal combat damage. Cool. We'll take it. And with Whirlwind, Heroic Offense. Cool, cool. I also want Momentum. Alright. Okay. Well, there's Mr. Sloth Demon. Niall. Litany of Andrala. Alright. The Litany of Adrala. Adrala of Virantium dedicated her life to the study of blood magic, the academic study rather than the practice. A deeply pious mage, she was renowned in her day for having found a counter to every form of mind control, defense against dream walkers, and even counter spells to demonic summonings. Her efforts went unappreciated in her native Tevinter, however. After 3 different magisters attempted to have her killed, wow, she fled the country, choosing to take refuge in the land of Blessed Andraste's birth. She spent the remainder of her days with the Circle in Ferelden. The Litany of Adrala disrupts the casting of mind control spells. Use the litany whenever a creature tries to dominate another with magic, and it will interrupt the casting. Once the spell is in effect and a character is under a blood mage's power, it is too late. Alright, and there's a couple of other things to look into. Oh wow, a lot of other things. Golem. Okay, once a crucial part of Orzamar's defenses, golems have all but vanished as the secret to their manufacture was lost over 1,000 years ago. What few golems remain are guarded closely by the Shape Rate, brought out when the battle with the Darkspawn grows desperate enough to risk their loss. No one now would sell a golem for any price, but in ancient times dwarves sold many golems to the Magister Lords of Tevinter. They are devastating weapons in war, living siege engines, capable of hurling boulders like a catapult or plowing through enemy lines like an earthquake. Really? Rats? What are you, mad? Even the most giant of rats isn't going to present that much of a problem to anyone larger than a cat. Even the stories in the archives that tell of blight-touched rats still only attributed them with the ability to spread the plague. The rats themselves got no larger than perhaps 3 feet in length, covered in sharp, bony spikes and boils. Disturbing, certainly, but dangerous? This is no fantasy conjured by madmen, young man. You have much more important creatures to concern yourself with. Transcript of a lecture given by Nalia, senior enchanter of Hosberg, 844 Blessed. Note she was later eaten by a blight rat in 846 Blessed. Nice. Sloth Demon. Alright, and I looked at the creature it had become, and it had become me. A veritable copy of my form, of my very mind, stared back at me as if from within a mirror. I thought surely that this was a trick, an illusion meant to put me off guard. But as I engaged the thing with my sword, it fought me with maneuvers that I recognized. It parried as I parried, it swung as I swung. It spoke to me and said things that only I could know. I think this demon of sloth has no form or identity of its own. It is envy as much as sloth, I believe, and mine was not the first shape it stole that day. The most difficult assumption for some who study demons is to overcome the notion that a sloth demon is, in and of itself, slothful. If that were so, it seems highly unlikely that any such demons would cross the veil into our own world, or once here would fight to possess any creature with a will of its own, and we know both these things to not be the case. Certainly, some demons are lazy and complacent, but who knows? Perhaps these creatures even cultivate such a reputation. The truth is that demons of sloth are named so because this is the portion of the human psyche that they feed upon. Doubt, apathy, entropy. They seek to spread these things. The sloth demon hides in its forms, and master of shapes and disguises, always in the last place you look, and from its hiding place it spreads its influence. A community afflicted by a demon of sloth could soon become a dilapidated pit where injustices are allowed to pass without comment, and none of the residents could be aware that such a change has even taken place. The sloth demon weakens, tires, tears at the edges of consciousness, and would much rather render its victim helpless than engage in a true conflict. Such creatures are best faced only with a great deal of will, and only with an eye to piercing their many disguises. Wisp. A great deal is made of the most powerful demons, those that create abominations, and those that have changed the history of Thedas. It is often forgotten that not all demons are such awe-inspiring beings. Some that break through the cracks in the veil into our world are known as wisps, a sliver of thought that once was. A wisp is a demon that has lost its power. Either it has existed in our world for too long without finding a true host, or it has been destroyed, often so we found by other demons. What remains of its mind clings tightly to the one concept that created it, a hatred of all living things. While its ability to target a living creature is limited, these wisps often mindlessly attack when encountered in the Fade. In the living world, they often have been known to maliciously lure the living into dangerous areas, being mistaken for lanterns or other civilized light sources. This does, however, seem to be the very limit of their cunning. Alright, magic and religion. What do we have? A lot of things here. History of the Circle. It is a truth universally acknowledged that nothing is more successful at inspiring a person to mischief as being told not to do something. Unfortunately, the Chantry of the Divine Age had some trouble with obvious truths. Although it did not outlaw magic, quite the contrary, as the Chantry relied upon magic to kindle the eternal flame which burns in every brazier in every Chantry. Brazier. I swear I know the difference between those words. It relegated mages to lighting candles and lamps, perhaps occasionally dusting off rafters and eaves. I will give my readers a moment to contemplate how well such a role satisfied the mages of the time. It surprised absolutely no one when the mages of Valroyo, in protest, snuffed the sacred flames of the cathedral and barricaded themselves inside the choir loft. No one, that is, but divine Ambrosia II, who was outraged and attempted to order an exalted march upon her own cathedral. Even her most devout Templars discouraged that idea. For 21 days the fires remained unlit while negotiations were conducted, legend tells us, by shouting back and forth from the loft. The mages went cheerily into exile in a remote fortress outside of the capital, where they would be kept under the watchful eye of the Templars and a council of their own elder magi. Outside of normal society and outside of the Chantry, the mages would form their own closed society, the Circle, separated for the first time in human history. From Of Fires, Circles, and Templars, A History of Magic in the Chantry, by Sister Patrine, Chantry Scholar. So that's cool. Alright, the 4 schools of magic creation. The school of creation, sometimes called the school of nature, is the second of the schools of matter, the balancing force and complement of entropy. Creation magic manipulates natural forces, transforming what exists and bringing new things into being. Creation requires considerable finesse, more than any other school, and is therefore rarely mastered. Those mages who have made a serious study of creation are the highest in demand, useful in times of peace as well as war. The 4 schools of magic, primal. Sometimes called the school of power, the primal school is the second of the schools of energy. balanced by spirit and concerns the most visible and tangible forces of nature itself. This is the magic of war: fire, ice, and lightning. Devastation. This is what the vast majority imagines when they hear the word magic. And finally, the veil. I detest this notion that the veil is some manner of invisible curtain that separates the world of the living from the world of the spirits. Whether it be called the Fade or the Beyond is a matter of racial politics I refuse to indulge in at the moment. There is no this side and that side when it comes to the veil. One cannot think of it as a physical thing, or a barrier, or even a shimmering wall of holy light. Thank you very much for that image, your perfection. Think of the veil instead as opening one's eyes. Before you opened them, you saw our world as you see it now, static, solid, unchanging. Now that they are open, you see our world as the spirits see it, chaotic, ever-changing, a realm where the imagined and the remembered have as much substance as that which is real. More, in fact. A spirit sees everything as defined by will and memory, and this is why they are so very lost when they cross the veil. In our world, imagination has no substance. Objects exist independently of how we remember them, or what emotions we associate with them. Mages alone possess the power to change the world with their minds, and perhaps this forms the nature of a demon's attraction to them. Who can say? Regardless, the act of passing through the veil is much more about changing one's perceptions than a physical transition. The veil is an idea. It is the act of transition itself, and it is only the fact that both living beings and spirits find the transition difficult that gives the veil any credence as a physical barrier at all. Okay, and then some control stuff. Fade, shape-shifting, yeah. Nothing that we need to worry about. Awesome! Well guys, we made it out of the veil, out of the Fade. That is really weird and creepy looking. But I think we're ready to continue onwards. So this sounds like a good place to call it for the moment. And next time, when we return, we will head up to the next floor, which appears to be, nope, not the third level, the harrowing chamber, I think. So, till next time, everybody. Bye all.